the way you see yourself. That's shame. It ends relationships because if anybody comes along and tries to love you, you won't let them love you because you don't love yourself. If anybody tries to receive you, you push them away because you don't understand why anybody would want somebody who is worthless. And so you self-sabotage promotions on jobs and careers and relationships and even family life. Because even though they don't even know, you think you're worthless. They think you're an amazing woman. You think you're a slut. A tramp. Some woman looks at you and said, he's a great man. He's a good man. And you think I'm worthless. Because I fail. So we self-medicate and we drink and we smoke and we get high and we shoot up and we do other things and we do church even to medicate the pain of shame, because church can be a narcotic. Oh, y'all are gonna talk to me this morning. I wish I had a talk back church. Church can be a narcotic. It can be a way to anesthetize your pain. And then there's guilt. Guilt is when you evaluate an action or behavior you did as unfavorable, but as a person, you still feel valued internally. But if you're not careful, guilt will turn to shame. And it will affect every relationship in your life. The daughter you didn't raise. The son you gave away. Let's take it away from presidents and kings and prophets and let's bring it down to earth. Let's bring it down to the level, the house you lost because you gambled the money away. I'm talking about shames that we carry around with us. The son we had out of wedlock that doesn't fit into the family we now have. And we don't know what to say to him because we create these shameful situations that become weight on our back, that presses us down to the ground, that leaves us in a state of being where we're not sure how to deal with the messes we made. And I know I've been saved, and I know I've been washed in the blood, but he's still standing there accusing me. What do I say to him?
And maybe you need to hear that God's love for you is never based on your performance. Before he ever did anything, it's kind of like he got the trophy before he even showed up for practice. It's kind of like God does not validate how people validate, because people will validate you based on what you do for them. People will validate you based on the value that your actions carry that will contribute directly to their well-being. But God does not validate based on performance. He validates based on relationship. He did not validate what Jesus would do. He validated who he was. And just in case you haven't heard it in a while, and you feel kind of dirty and kind of ashamed of yourself, and kind of like you don't belong in the presence of God, and kind of like you're not one of those good church people, I want you to know you're still his child. You're still made in his image. You're still bought with his blood. Every drop he spilled was on purpose. And one of those drops had your name on it. And if the blood was enough for me, it was enough for you. And you don't have to stand here ashamed and look forward to one day when God will never love you any more than he loves you right now. I said you're free right now. Loved right now. Cleansed right now. Healed right now. Somebody shout, I am. I am his child. I am accepted. Jesus did not perform his ministry for acceptance. That's why he didn't care what anybody thought about it. When you know somebody more important approves of you, it makes the opinions of people a whole lot less significant.
You want to see something God did that was special, you go to them Smoky Mountains. It ain't nothing like it on planet Earth. You ain't got to leave the United States. If you go see the Smoky Mountains, they got a lot of lookout points. You can pull over and look. Seriously, you quit breathing. If you can do that and don't believe in God after that, you're just something wrong with you. That's. If you having any trouble about is there a God, drive down I-40 through North Carolina, right outside of Asheville. Just go see it. God is everywhere, man. He's a bad boy. He done some stuff. He's a bad dude. I ain't never seen nothing like him. The stuff he be waking his hand and just whoosh, and just do. God cold, man. God cold. Let me tell you something. I ain't never seen nothing like him. Just go look at the sky. When you leave here, go look at the sky. It's sunny. It was cloudy when you came in. It's sunny. Go look at the sky. Go see what he did today. He tripped. He out there. He do like that. Ain't no two clouds the same. He cold. He out there clowning today. When you go outside, you know how cool it was this morning? Go out there now and look up at the heaven. Don't take God for granted. Don't just go see. Look up at the sky. God tripping, man. He out there tripping. He the coldest architect, author, artist ever. What he did, go look at the sky today. Look what he did, man. Soon, he's a bad boy. He's a bad boy. That dude right there, man. That's what I do. So I just do it every day. I just wake up and see what he did. I got this huge tree outside my window in our house. So I wake up every morning about 5:15 at the latest, you know. It's the crack of dawn. I never set my alarm. I wake up automatically. Between 4:30 and 5:15, I'm gonna wake up. Because I got this huge tree and the birds roost in this tree. And as soon as the sun cracks, not daylight, just as soon as it breaks, they start singing. Them birds, man, got enough sense that, oh my goodness, here comes another day. Let me start singing about this. Hey man, if a bird got enough sense to sing every morning, what's wrong with us?
Discipline of unconditional love and compassion. The discipline, why do I call it a discipline? Because you don't always feel unconditionally loving and you don't always feel compassionate. If your triggers get fired, if something triggers your masculine or feminine, animal in you, that survival instinct in you based on something going on, you may not show up so, unconditional in your love and compassion. What this really means, put in one phrase, put your lover what? It's not about you. That's the law. You put your lover first. If you are having problems in your relationship, I can promise you that the problem you're having right now is you're feeling pain right now, and it's because you're focused on yourself, not your partner. You're focused on what you're not getting. You're focused on what your partner's not giving you. You're focused on something that's not happening there. This is the number one law. You want to have an extraordinary relationship? Tear up your rules. Make this your number one rule. Number one rule is my lover comes first. My number one rule is if you're in love, you put their feelings and needs before your own. Second discipline, real quick, the discipline of absolute courage and vulnerability. Absolute courage and vulnerability. This is learning to love no matter what. I mean, truly no matter what. Now, how many people are going to do that? Not many. Not many people are going to have an extraordinary relationship. But what I mean by this is, if you have courage and vulnerability, that means you tell the truth. That means you open up. Most people, out of a lack of courage, hold back their gift. This idea that you're going to give pain to somebody you love, you're going to punish them, that takes no courage, that takes no vulnerability, that's just stupidity. So the more vulnerable you are, the more power you have, because love penetrates all.